Friends, today let us see about the types of nutrition. The second one, what are the raw materials needed for photosynthesis? We are going to see about that. Third one, what is the overall equation of photosynthesis? Finally, what are the factors affecting photosynthesis? So about these four topics we are going to see today. So I think you are ready for the class. So first topic is the types of photosynthesis. So if you take types of photosynthesis, so we classify nutrition. This everybody knows the two types. One is called autotrophic nutrition. The other one is called heterotrophic nutrition. I classify further autotrophic nutrition into photoautotrophs. The second one is called chemoautotrophs. Heterotrophic nutrition is further classified into three types. The first type is called saprophytic, or it is also called saprozoic. The second one is called parasitic nutrition, and third one is called holozoic nutrition. So these are the three types of heterotrophic nutrition. The first one is saprophytic, the second one is parasitic, and third one is holozoic. Now, so let me explain what are photoautotrophs. Photo, A-U-T-O-T-R-O-P-H-S. So photo means light. Photo means light. So organisms which prepare food with the help of light. Are called photoautotrophs. Second one is chemoautotrophs. C-H-E-M-O-A-U-T-O-T-R-O-P-H-S. Here chemo means chemical. So organisms which prepare food from inorganic chemicals which is obtained during their biological process in their body. So these are of two types of autotrophic nutrition. Now coming to heterotrophic nutrition, in that heterotrophic nutrition, in that the first type is saprozoic or saprophytic. Here it is saprozoic is organisms or animals. So saprophytic are plants which grow on dead and decayed. So definition, organisms which derive energy from dead and decayed matters. Is called saprozoic nutrition. Example, bread mold or mushroom. The next type of nutrition is parasitic nutrition. Here, organisms derive energy from the host without killing them. Is called parasitic nutrition. Example, leech, tapeworm, cuscuta. So these are the examples of parasites. The third type is holozoic nutrition. So here the food is broken down inside the body. So we can say like complex food is broken down into simpler food. So such nutrition we call it as holozoic nutrition. Best example is amoeba, human. So next topic we are going to see about the raw materials of photosynthesis. So whenever we make any dish, we need some raw materials. So for photosynthesis, we need 4 raw materials. The first raw material is carbon dioxide. This second one is water. Third one, chlorophyll. Fourth one, sunlight. So these are the 4 raw materials. Now I'll teach you how to write the overall equation of photosynthesis. It is very easy to write. First raw material is carbon dioxide. So the formula of carbon dioxide is CO2. Give 1 plus symbol. The formula of water is H2O. So write H2O. Give an arrow. So next raw material is chlorophyll. Write on the top of the arrow. CHLOROPHYLL. The next raw material is sunlight. Right below the arrow. So what are the end products? So I will write here as the space is not sufficient. The first end product is glucose, C6H12O6 is the glucose formula. Then water, H2O plus O2. O2 is also liberated. So here now we are going to balance the equation. So I will write 6CO2, 12H2O. Already 6 is there in this carbon. I will write 6H2O and 6O2. So this is how you have to write the overall equation of photosynthesis. So once again I will teach you how to write the overall equation of photosynthesis. CO2 plus H2O, arrow mark, top of the arrow write chlorophyll, below the arrow write sunlight. Just write it, glucose formula C6H12O6 plus H2O plus O2. Balance it, it is 6, here it is 12, already 6 is there, add 6 here, add 6, that's it. The next topic what we are going to see is the factors affecting photosynthesis. The first factor is intensity of light. So intensity of light is high. So high intensity will increase the rate of photosynthesis. If it is a low intensity, it will decrease the rate of photosynthesis. The second factor is carbon dioxide. If level of carbon dioxide is higher, it will increase the rate of photosynthesis. If level of carbon dioxide is low, it will decrease the rate of photosynthesis. The next factor is temperature. The optimum temperature for photosynthesis is 25 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. So if there is very high temperature, this may denature the enzymes. Denature the enzymes necessary for photosynthesis. So this will decrease the rate of photosynthesis. Even when there is extreme low temperature, that is in cold situations, extreme low temperature also will decrease the rate of photosynthesis. The next factor is water. So when there is more water, what happens to stomata? Already you know stomata are the pores which are found in the leaves. So stomata will open. So as a result, CO2 will enter inside. So this will increase the rate of photosynthesis. This will increase the rate of photosynthesis. In vice versa, if there is less water, stomata closes, carbon dioxide will not enter, it will decrease the rate of photosynthesis. So the conclusion is, so when there is more amount of water, it will increase the photosynthesis. When there is less amount of water, it will decrease the rate of photosynthesis.